Hello everyone, you are watching Naresh IAS Academy digital platform. Now I am going to discuss next topic on IAS mains exam general studies question paper 1. And now I am taking topic from India and world geography, the distribution of natural resources and emerging issues. I have completed the GS paper 2 entirely through the 20 videos on YouTube channel, so you may take help from there. And for detailing, you may get additional part for GS paper 2 from our website. And this is my next series, and I will complete the GS paper 1 again through the 20 videos. And you may contact for offline classes, natural resources. Important topic, and I will discuss the three aspects. One is the distribution of hydrocarbon or the mineral oil, because it is a soul and engine of economy of the any country, so it is very important. Second, resources of the ocean. And the proper management of land and the water resources. This is our topic. How should we cover the topic? It's a great challenge. First of all, we must start the topic from their distribution. There are different categories of the natural resources under the renewable or non-renewable categories. Simply, for example, I am taking the mineral oil, also called the hydrocarbon. We can include petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG gas and CNG gas. So we have to locate the distribution. So definitely, in the most of studies or research, it has proved that distribution of natural resources is unequal throughout the world. For example, the mineral oil mainly centered in Middle East or the Western Asia, including countries like Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and some countries in South America continent like the Venezuela and some part of the Russia. And when we talk about the India lies in the South Asia region. Then the maximum concentration of the mineral oil in India, this is the Gujarat region, Ankleshwar and Gulf of Cambay and Bombay High in Maharashtra, and in Assam region Naharkatia, Dibrugarh and the some areas. And the possible areas of mineral oil in India may be the territory between the Krishna or Godavari river and some areas in the Himalaya region. So definitely, when we see there is a unequal distribution of mineral oil, and on the other hand we are saying this is the engine and soul of the economy of any country, so then it caused to various political, social and the economic issues. So what kind of political issues now are emerging? One is, those countries have the richest part of the mineral oil, like the countries of Middle East. They are affecting the international politics. India basically depends on these countries for their import, and India about 70% of mineral oil imported from this country. So definitely India have to compromise with its sovereignty at the international level. And second, America from the very earlier time is trying to make dominance over the Middle East Asian countries, and for some extent through the investment, through their companies and the introduction of that new technology, America mostly have a significant part in the mineral oil of Middle East. So sometime it is seen as the wave of new imperialism. You know, the new imperialism and the new colonization is a consequence of expansionist ideology of America, Russia and China. So these countries are competing to make their dominance over the different kinds of natural resources. So this is the second important political issues. And third is, and these countries also are competing for earning the more money or revenue through the production and exporting the mineral oils. And what are the economic issues? So then when we talk specifically in the Indian context, the Indian economy directly affected 70% of mineral oil be imported from these countries. If the prices of mineral oil immediately increase, definitely it will result into the higher current account deficit, and it will affect the prices of different commodities or services in the Indian economy, and Indians have to face the higher inflation rate, and it may affect adversely the living standards of the poor mainly. So definitely it has become a economic issues, and in case of the inflation it also become a social issues too, due to the higher current account deficit or higher inflation rate. Government of India lose their revenue basis, and now due to the lack of finance or revenue, Government of India compromise their social welfare scheme targeting the women's, old age people's, educational sector, health and sanitation and the fresh water supply. So when you will prepare the topic, the first you have to locate the distribution of different kinds of natural resources like the mineral oil. Definitely you will see this is the unequal distribution, or then you have to relate the unequal distribution now creating different kinds of political, social or economic issues throughout the world. Second aspect is then the position of resources of the oceans. You know, the marine resources are seen as the resources for the 21st century or the 22nd century. Some studies or research have assured that there is no need to worry and there is no matter of concerning, because our oceans have the sufficient resources and they can fulfill every kinds of needs of the human beings in the future. For example, oceans can ensure the question of food security, providing the fisheries and the other marine products, right? Because in future now we are concerning how will we ensure the food security for the growing population. On the other hand, we are decreasing the productivity and the land resources. So in that condition, ocean may ensure the food security. Second, energy may be an important question in future, because most of countries are now depending over the fossil fuels, and fossil fuel the prime source of energy are about to end. So definitely we have to extract the ocean resources and we have to convert them the commercial energy resources, and it have studied or seen the unlimited deposits of methane gas or the hydrate. It may be a futuristic energy source. So definitely the energy independence, energy security to all the countries may be ensured by the oceans. Third is the pharmaceutical sector or the biomedical sector. Emerging population definitely shall be under the threats of emerging disease. So then how will we fight the new disease? What kind of raw materials, ingredient we require that time for making the new kinds of medicines, injections, tablets? So definitely the marine resources can play important role, and so many minerals like the pearl production, salt, the salt industry totally depends upon the ocean resources, and the diamond, it may play the important role. So when we have studied or we are seeing positively toward the ocean, it will creating the political issues or so many international crises. That's why America, China and Russia now are trying to making their dominance over the ocean resources. Mainly China treating the South China Sea as his private property, and this is continuously opposing by the India, America, Russia and the other country, but the dispute is still continuing. So we have to ensure the ocean resources as a common property or the global property. No country can exploit these resources only for his own use. And the third part is land and water resources. Now we are facing so many problems, and this is due to the poor management of land and the water resources. Poor management means what? Every country have the specific types of agricultural land. It may be fertile or unfertile land. In Indian context, we can talk. Indian government is not applying the appropriate technique for the management of agriculture land. We have a vast area of the unfertile or fertile land, but we are not trying to converting the unfertile land to the fertile land. And on the other hand, the fertile land, we are not using the modern or advanced technology or the more sustainable ways. So the land use in India is directly affecting the mismanagement of the land resources or the poor management. The second point is, in India, the direction of urbanization in India is not correct. Mainly the urbanization is increasing both horizontal and the vertical sense, but horizontally we are entering in the productive or the fertile areas. So definitely it is indicating how the Indian government is careless and why they are undermining this matter. You know, we have the large size of population and our population is increasing, however in steady pace, but it is increasing. So we have to always manage our land resource. And the over exploitation, what kind of agriculture practices now we are applying in the agriculture sector for the cultivation. For example, the excess use of chemical fertilizers and the pesticides, the excess use, and definitely it is making the agricultural land non-productive, and it is becoming a cause of degradation of soil. And on the other hand, the water resources in Indian context, first, the availability of fresh water for the drinking purpose according to the population size is scarce form, very less. Second, the groundwater, fresh water is rapidly depleting. And third is, we have no a proper consensus and technology for storing the rainy water. So in India, we are not aware about our water resources and on the other hand, through the anthropogenic effect or the human activities now have become prime cause for the pollution of the water and the land. So, on the one hand, we are facing the question of water pollution in rivers, lakes, oceans and the different forms of the landforms. So, it is indicating we are not properly managing our resources and definitely it may be a critical threat for the India. So, when you were trying to cover the topic natural resources, simply I have taken some example for discussing. The first you have to locate the distribution like the ocean resources. So, there are ocean resources throughout the world, but every ocean doesn't have the sufficient resources, but the some oceans are very rich in their resources and the distribution of land and the water resources. Most of countries have no the fertile land, but in India the size of fertile land is too much. However, we have the unfertile land too, and the fresh water availability and the position of rainy water and the level of the water pollution. The different kinds of issues you must include your preparation so that you can complete the topic. For detailing, you may contact through our website videos. Then I will discuss separately each and every topic in detailings. So you may contact. Thank you.